You motherfucker. Will you just stop bloody glitching? I swear to God, I'm gonna fucking kick off. What the fuck was that, Jasper? Why did it completely and utterly spaz out like that? That is ridiculous. That was ridiculous, Jasper. I'm trying to run a bloody stream. And you want to glitch out like that? Honest to God, it was going so well this evening. It was going swimmingly. And then that shit happens. Honest to bloody God. So now my stream's all cutting off. It's all gonna go tits up. What the fuck happened? What happened was everything spazzed out massively. And I had to restart my computer to get it working. Honest to God. I feel annoyed now. That's like ruined it. That was going so well. I was hoping for... I was testing it earlier. I was bloody testing it. Oh, well. Anyway, I could do my knowledgeable fisticuffs. Let me just get me pop-out chats. Chats, pop-out chat. I was all set up, man. God damn it. I suppose I'll just use that first fucking stream as a phase reveal, as soon as it glitches out straight away anyway. Fire Jasper. Fucking Jasper, mate. Yes, yes, I need a competition to replace Jasper. The fucking little shit is useless. Oh, hang on. Jasper, it's fucking glitching still. Okay. Oh my God. Right, we're back. This doesn't happen in Gilly streams. Oh, shush you. Haha, you're running a tight ship there, Bodach. Yeah, right. Yeah, all right. Fucking so annoying. Oh, man. I'm really gutted because now my stream's cutting off. Anyway, it's time for some knowledgeable fisticuffs. Okay. Oh, the glitch, and it does still tingles. It's the fuck.
Knowledgeable fisticuffs. Tomorrow's news in 2 days from today.
If you are watching this, you are part of the BKWA. And that stands for Bodach's Keyboard Warrior Army. Bakwa! Fighting lies, tyranny, and corruption. One meme at a time. Legacy media is dying, my friend, and memes are now the world's #3 news source behind Elon Musk's X and Chuck Norris movies. If this segment isn't illegal, it will be eventually. Welcome to Knowledgeable Fisticuffs, your sword and shield against globalist scum. This is what you get for breaking the fifth wall. I know, Paradox. I know. This is what happens. I was dabbling in things I don't understand, like reality. Your setup is full of holes. I almost trusted you to put Musical's computer together. Yo, shut up, Gilly. How dare you? How dare you? It's not my fault, OBS. I don't make OBS software. You owe me 3 videos or a face reveal stream. Okay, right. Slides! What have we got first? Democrats be like, at least we have abortion. This is such a good meme. They're obsessed with fucking killing babies, aren't they? The problem with the abortion debate is it's gotten silly now. You've got mental lefties celebrating them, and you've got mental lefties who treat abortion as birth control. Abortion should always be a last resort, and it should always be considered extreme. Anyway, yeah. Like you would have coughed up 3K anyway. Yeah, Gilly, you need to. When's he getting this? I'm not even building. I don't think he even wants me to build him a computer anyway. He wants a new MacBook, doesn't he? Get him a new MacBook Pro.
Christian Day Talk.
Thanks, Caroline. Just real quick, you mentioned the inflation executive order the president signed, but egg prices have skyrocketed since President Trump took office. So what specifically is he doing to lower those costs for Americans?
Really glad you brought this up, because there is a lot of reporting out there that is putting the onus on this White House for the increased cost of eggs. I would like to point out to each and every one of you that in 2024, when Joe Biden was in the Oval Office, or upstairs in the residence sleeping, I'm not so sure, egg prices increased 65% in this country. We also have seen the cost of everything, not just eggs. Bacon, groceries, gasoline have increased because of the inflationary policies of the last administration. As far as the egg shortage, what's also contributing to that is that the Biden administration and the Department of Agriculture directed the mass killing of more than 100 million chickens, which has led to a lack of chicken supply in this country, therefore a lack of egg supply, which is leading to the shortage. So I will leave you with this point. This is an example of why it's so incredibly important that the Senate moves swiftly to confirm all of President Trump's nominees, including his nominee for the United States Department of Agriculture, Brooke Rollins, who is already speaking with Kevin Hassett, who's leading the economic team here at the White House, on how we can address the egg shortage in this country. As for costs, I laid out the plethora of ways that President Trump has addressed saving costs for the American people over the past week. He looks forward to continuing to doing that in the days ahead. Thank you guys so much.
One more border question.
Are Medicaid portals down in all 50 states?
Ah, God, Trump's new press secretary. Mate, she's a fucking phenom, mate. She's like impervious to their bullshit, man. Yes, happy birthday musical. I am so gutted that my stream wasn't just a continuous, nice, long stream going from real world to animated world. I swear to God, I'm going to get Jasper's ball. I'm going to hang him by the balls. Alright, Gio, but that's a good cause. Okay, what about 3K? I'm about to drop 3K on Musical's computer. Come on, Gilly. He's taken long enough. It's his birthday. What a day to have done it. What a day to have done it than today on his birthday. Double or nothing, DDP. Okay, I'll make a video anyway. Yes, DDP all the way. I'll be lurking playing GTA with Gaz Jr. Oh. Yeah, I need to replay GTA 5 at some point, getting ready for GTA 6. Nah, DDP is a whole new animal of bets. I'm still not sure about DDP, man. He gets hit. He gets hit. Gilly, we need a forfeit bet if you on Strickland. Imagine taking medical advice from a man who needs a pardon for the medical advice he gave. Yeah.
Quick question for all of the people that are celebrating the fact that over 10,000 millionaires left the UK last year. Where are you going to find the money to replace them? I never understood this whole idea of eat the rich or tax the rich until they squeak, because the top 1% pay nearly 50% of the entire tax burden.
DDP is going to beat Strickland. Strickland's like a one-trick pony. Once you figure out Strickland, that's it. You win. DDP's got more to his game than just shelling up and edging forward with a front kick. That's all Strickland's going to do. He's going to shell up and then just creep forward with a front kick. Anyway.
Of the United Kingdom. So if we start losing individuals that are worth and create ridiculous amounts of wealth, who are we going to get to replace them? Having them go and setting up their businesses in America, Dubai, anywhere else but the UK means only one thing for us lot here. That we're going to end up with a larger deficit. I know that it is very, very English to kind of shoot down anybody that dares to put their head above the parapet and try and stand themselves out, make a name for themselves. I don't like people showing off or being brash. But we also seem to have this hatred of people that are really wealthy. And I understand partially where it comes from. It goes all the way back to when we had the landed gentry, people who inherited large amounts of wealth simply because of their birthright. However, in today's world, The landed gentry don't really make up that much of a percentage of the wealthiest people in the UK. Don't get me wrong, they're there. But there are a lot of self-made million and billionaires in the United Kingdom. And these people create wealth for not just themselves, but for everybody else. If they set up a successful business, that means that they employ people. The more people they employ, the more wealth that is generated, the more tax that is also generated. And supposedly, the better our lives become, because we have a larger tax pot and suddenly public services are being funded. So the question is, if you are all very, very happy that all of these so-called millionaire leeches, as you are calling them, are gone, how are we going to replace all of the money that they generate? Just a curious citizen. But most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a fabulous day. And as you were.
The thing is about Labour and that, and the Democrats and all these lefties that go tax the rich, tax the rich. What the fuck does that even mean? Have you noticed that they never say help the poor? Tax the rich, tax rich. Hang about, you shut the fuck up and help the poor. Why don't we help the poor? Bodach, stick to politics. Nah, Strickland, right? Think about that style. Think about his style. It's so simple. It's a piece of piss to replicate. You can easily replicate that with sparring partners. Easy. Right? You can't replicate. DDP is a much harder fighter to train for. It's much harder to find sparring partners to replicate the style and whatnot. Because that's what they do on training camps. They get sparring partners who try and replicate the style of the fighter that they're going to come up against. Strickland's style, you can only get away with that for a couple of fights, and then everyone's training. I mean, think about how easy it is to get training partners to replicate Strickland's style, and how hard it is for Strickland to get training partners to replicate DDP's style. There's no way Strickland wins this fight, and it is difficult, yeah, but they're training for what, 12 weeks? Studying it constantly? What the hell's Strickland got? Strickland's got a lot more problems to solve. He's got a lot more problems to solve. I can't see Strickland winning at all. Strickland's one trick is good enough. I hate his style. His style's annoying. Very tough to deal with unless you have crazy power or a 12-week training camp preparing for it. When he came in like that style, they weren't ready for it. It's like what the fuck is he doing? And he won. Anakin is telling me clown shows on my dick again. Can we watch it here again? If someone puts the video on my Discord, we'll get round to it. Yes. Clown show watch along. It's his screechy like. What's the term? I don't know. It's just that shouty young man's energy, isn't it? Gilly drawing clown show. DDP wins. Yes, Frau. Bo, that want to bet. No, I'm not a gambler, mate. I think gambling's evil. Gambling's up there with like alcohol and heroin, mate. It's so addictive. I've seen people's lives destroyed with betting, man. I'm not a gambling, man. I hope DDB wins, but it's going to be close again. It might be close. I just think it's like with Strickland, he does one thing. He shells up, he creeps forward, he uses a front kick as a jab, and as soon as you get close, he tries to explode. That you can every sparring partner DDP will be replicating that perfectly. How's Strickland preparing for DDP? How do you replicate him? He's unusual, he's weird, he creates angles, he's erratic. I just think DDP's gonna have it. I think he's gonna win. It's not about figuring out his style in camp. It's different when you have to deal with it. Oh yeah, it's obviously different in the real fight. You need a crazy gas tank and/or power. Well, DDP has the gas tank, and he's got knockout power. I do think a lot of it is in the training camp, though. It's just, yeah, Strickland's not the guy. No new clown show vid, but it's a stream. Ark, is it? I mean, he's not wrong, is he? You're a pay pig, but why does he care? You're right, Strickland's incapable of preparation. When I see him in interviews, he does come across as a bit of an idiot, but even idiots can be good fighters. But yeah, it's a hard style. I mean, if you're gonna get yourself in trouble, on the street and you can't talk your way out of it, you can't get away, you can't run away, and you have to stand and fight. Strickland's style is a motherfucker. Just shell up and just keep doing that front kick right in the gut. And when you take the toes right in the gut, and you baby that big toe in the gut, it really hurts. I felt it myself. You get a lot of that kind of stuff in Taekwondo, like the front kick with a big toe right in your gut. It's like, ugh, horrible feeling. Who the media wants you to think Trump's deporting? Who Trump's really deporting? True.
So in the name of multiculturalism, politicians of the three main parties have consistently refused to address the elephant in the room, that millions of people coming into the UK do not have our best interests at heart and refuse to assimilate. Too many immigrants into the UK refuse to learn English. They refuse to wear Western clothes, and many do not want to embrace the Judeo-Christian culture that defines and founded the United Kingdom with all its wonderful freedoms and opportunities.
Gilly, you didn't buy my subscribers because I bought them. Look at the fucking Tories now that they're out of power. Oh, mass migration. You fucking had 14 years to fix it. They had 14 fucking years to put an end to mass migration. And now that they're out of power, all of a sudden they're all about ending mass migration. Fucking jokes. As soon as I hate his style, Strickland is a tough fight for anyone at the top. Oh yeah, he's a bugger of a fight. He's like an end game boss for sure. Bodach, want to play 2 truths and a lie? Sure. Oh, Jiggy, you must be fucking happy. Bloody Nottingham Forest result this week. Got me plenty of fantasy football points. Goddamn Wood. If you're into fantasy football, Wood is a gift that keeps on giving. Wait a minute. I'm only getting 77% as many carrots as you're getting. Yes, because men do more work. Not per hour. I think, like, per hour, women do pull their weight, obviously. It's just men work longer hours. So, yeah, we're going to have more carrots.
Go ahead and call me crazy. This is a jet. This is a helicopter. Watch.
Oh, yeah, the fucking plane crashing.
Why is this important? A Black Hawk helicopter flew into a commercial jet over the Potomac River in Washington, D.C. Oh, it was just an accident. It was just an accident. I'll die before you convince me of that. Come at me, bro. Why don't you think it's an accident? Let me give you a little backstory on this. I don't know who was on the plane. I don't know who was in the helicopter. Okay, what I do know is that in that area of the Potomac River, it's common for helicopters to fucking fly around. They're supposed to stay at or below 200 feet AGL, which is above ground level. That helicopter collided with that plane at 350 foot above ground level, somewhere it was not supposed to be. The airplane was in a landing pattern coming into the airport with its landing lights on. And you mean to tell me that the super crazy high amount of technology that's in this military helicopter, and with the pilots flying under visual flight rules, that those two pilots, there were 3 people aboard the helicopter, that those 2 pilots didn't see that fucking plane and they didn't try to avoid it? You mean to tell me that those highly trained, highly skilled pilots didn't see that fucking plane? That's not even why I'm questioning all of this. This is where it happened. Who's this guy? That guy right there is this guy. This guy flown by the Air Force. What's the significance of that? This is the plane I'm talking about that landed at Andrews Air Force Base just next to where this shit happened. Why was a Boeing E-4 known as the Night Watch or the Doomsday plane, which is the militarized version of the Boeing 747 that serves as a mobile command post for the U.S. military and is a key component of the National Military Command System, which is designed to survive a nuclear attack. Why was that diverted right after this happened and then landed at Andrews Air Force Base right next to the Potomac River. Why? That's not suspicious. This helicopter had to have seen this plane. I don't know why. I don't know what led to it. Call me a conspiracy theorist all you want. That shit's weird.
That fucking crash was so weird. Has anyone noticed that all of a sudden there seems to be like a new plane crash? It was two. Well, I think this might be one of the late videos. There was another plane crash in America. Like, it used to be one of the safest ways to travel, and now there's literally there's been a plane crash or two every week for like the last few months. That's fucked up. Fucking TikTok music, I know. Does my fucking head in. Why do they always have to put the music on? Just... It's always the same fucking music as well. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, it's the fucking same song. No, his point's valid, man. There's so many fucking questions about that. Why was it at an altitude that it's not supposed to be at? The woman was the pilot, or the pilot's second in command was like a DEI hire. You know what I mean? But for me, when I put my tinfoil hat on, it seems like they're trying to scare us from traveling. Like, why are there so many plane crashes going on all of a sudden? It's a distraction from some... Oh, yeah, we can also be distracted as well. There's some shit. There's some fucking shit going on. But the aliens are coming soon. The aliens are coming. Where's the face reveal, Bodach? Oh, it was earlier. It was earlier. It's on the stream before this one because I completely glitched out. Oh, OBS glitched out anyway. OBS does that every now and again. Every now and again, it just thinks, nah, not today, motherfucker, and forces you to reboot. You get to see my beautiful face, Chrissy. I'm glad everyone gets to see me, because people were beginning to think that I wasn't real. That was just a cartoon, but I'm glad I got to show my Giga Chad face today. The FAA's diversity push includes focus on hiring people with severe intellectual and psychiatric disabilities. Why do you want people with severe intellectual and psychiatric abilities on air flight control? Like, there's diversity, equity, and inclusion, sure. Right? Sure. All right. Maybe there was some honourable intention there to get some, you know, different melanin content in the workplace. But what part of DEI includes getting fucking retards in jobs? Like, oh, here's a job that you have that's really important. You're gonna do a job in the FFA, and thousands upon thousands of people's lives are gonna count on you being switched on and doing this job right. But my God, we're not going to be bigots. Let's get some retards in here to look after things. What the fuck are they doing? Honest to fucking God. I see you have a MAGA hat in your background. Of course I do.
You guys are going to make sure that the next president, yeah, it's going to be a Republican, and the one after that's going to be a Republican. And I am glad for it. There's no way in hell I would be comfortable with a Democrat sitting in that Oval Office if they're going to be representing what we are seeing on this app these last 2 days. Dude, I usually approve any and all comments. Like, it's just a boost in the analytics for me. I really don't pay attention to half the naysayers anyway. Some of the comments that I've seen get filtered that people have been accusing me of deleting, no, that's the TikTok auto moderation going off. It's because you're using abhorrent language. Because you're name calling, because you're harassing people, you're being racist. You're being the stereotypical Democrat. You know, the ones that didn't want me to go to the same schools as you, the ones that wanted me to stay in chains, that is who you are right now. Dude, you can say anti-Trump stuff, but the problem is that you guys are getting way too fucking personal about it, dude. Like, homie, you can disagree without having to call somebody a Nazi or a racist or insulting their skin color or their religion. You're so used to being able to cyberbully people that when you're held to any kind of real standard, you're screaming censorship. That's the reality of it, dude. Here, let me show you how to say something anti-Trump without freaking getting blocked or auto-modded. I'm not a fan of Pete Hegseth. I think he's radioactive. I think he's entirely too polarizing of a figure. And I think that he is going to cause more drama than he will solve problems. Have you noticed that I didn't have to go after his skin color, his religion? I didn't have to talk about his political affiliation. And yet, it was a pretty accurate statement about the man's career and his personality. Yeah, you guys don't talk like that. You don't have any kind of intellectualism behind all of your disagreements. Like, dude, your posts aren't getting silenced and deleted because they're censoring anti-Trump sentiment. They're getting silenced and deleted because you're spreading fake news. I have seen so many leftists post fake news today about Trump's executive orders. And I have seen so many centrists, I've seen so many conservatives fact check and debunk. It's insane. Here is my challenge for you leftists, for you Democrats out there. Are you able to have anti-Trump sentiment without insulting his skin color, his religion, his family, and without making threats to his physical person? Are you able to disagree with Trump's policies without lying, without the need to reference out-of-date information from 2015 prior? Are you able to engage in civil political discourse from an honest and intellectual spectrum? I know you can't. That's why I made the challenge.
It's got a fucking point. That's some guy who's on the left and he's realised that they're a little bit mental, so he's decided to go Republican, and the left basically are using the N-word on him and being fucking disgusting, because that's what they do. They just attack. MAGA and the Republicans is the new counterculture, and it's a side of intellectual conversation and intellectual diversity. Who is this nominee? I don't know, I just thought it was a good point. I don't think this guy's pro-Trump. I just think he's realising that one side of the political spectrum literally can't debate and hold a conversation. They just attack you based on identity. They don't want to engage you in conversation. They don't encourage intellectual diversity. They just want to shut you up if you don't think what you're told to think. And he's had enough of it. And this is what happens. Like, most of MAGA, they're not actually like right-wing people. I think most people lean left, I think. Now, I'm a lefty. But I'm not going to vote left. I won't vote for Labour. I won't vote for a Democrat. But yeah, I'm British, and I like the NHS and our social healthcare. You know what I mean? I don't think utilities and public transport and stuff should be privatised. I think it should be public owned and run for the greater good. You know what I mean? I don't think prisons should be privatised. This is mental. Why would you put a profit incentive on putting people in prison? You're going to breed corruption. And I think one of the biggest tragedies of post-war Britain was Margaret Thatcher's selling off of our social housing supply. Like, I do have left-wing views, but I can't vote for it because of the woke fucking mind virus, and that is saturated the left. And if you disagree with them, they just screech at you and call you names like... It's fucking shit. Polarization's good. I don't think polarization's good. I think diversity of intellect is good. You need the spectrum. You need some people who think socialism's good. And you need some people who think unfiltered capitalism's good. And you need radical centrists and libertarians and communists. And you need a discussion, because without that intellectual diversity, without the discussion, how are you ever going to cherry pick the good bits? You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, when you lean conservative, you normally get policy that favours the economy. And when you lean left, you normally get policy that sort of favours social issues. And I think you need a bit of all of it. You need all of it, don't you? Are you black pilled or white pilled, Bodach? I can't even remember what black pilled and white pilled even means now. It's just the thing is about me, no one represents me. Because the problem is, to get the kind of policies that I want in government, it also comes with thought policing and taking away of rights and stuff. And it's like, I want what I want, but I'm not going to sacrifice my rights and freedoms for it. That's fucking insane. So no, at the moment, I'm just voting for the one that says they're going to censor less and not be such a cunt. I would vote for Trump. I would vote for Farage. I don't think Farage and Trump are very good for social issues, but they're not trying to censor speech. They're not taking your rights away. They're not going to try and take America's guns away. You know what I mean? Freedom and liberty comes before getting the policy you want. So your first thing, you should be voting for you should always prioritize freedom and liberty before getting what you want in terms of policy. If getting the policy you want means losing liberty and freedom, it's not worth it. That's too big a sacrifice. It's like these fucking lefties. They want to rejoin the EU, and I get why. I do. They love the open movement. They love the European community, being able to just go and live and work anywhere. That's wicked. It is really cool. Like, imagine if you're British and you can think, oh, actually, I want this opportunity in Germany. I want to go and live there for a few years. That's wicked. But everything you have to give up for that, it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. And then you end up in a situation where your country is more attractive to live in than most of the others. So way more of them come here than us go there, which then fucks us over. And then we end up with mass migration. It's like, so yeah, they're nice, warm, fuzzy ideas, but what you sacrifice to get it, it's not worth it. You lose too much freedom, it's too much. You know, it's things like that. What I want, literally what I want and what I feel and what I am, there's literally no political movement that offers it. That's it. There's no, like, Farage, Labour, Tory, Democrat, MAGA, all of it. Not one of them actually represents me. And I think that's true for most people. So I think really the only choice is you've got to pick the lesser evil, and you just got to vote for the people that want to take that don't want to take your freedom away, don't want to fuck with your rights and stuff. So anyway, all the left and right wing stuff is a psyop anyway. Yeah, it's divide and conquer, isn't it? It's like in the Matrix movie. If you create a utopia, it disintegrates because people don't want it. Humans need to feel like they've chose. So you just control the choice, right? Left wing, right wing. That's what I'm saying. What I actually want to choose doesn't exist. It's just the illusion of choice. Like David Icke says, it's the illusion of choice. Divide and conquer. Division. It's all psyops. Your vote means nothing anyway because they all serve the same puppet masters at the end of the day. That's what the thing that I like Trump though. Like Trump, he's in, but he's a fucking Zionist. He's a fucking Zionist. He's still going to do exactly what Israel want. He's still going to do what the Jays want. You know what I mean? Just like Biden did. Ultimately, they do what the Jays want. I'm not saying that's a problem. Like, it might be a problem, might not be a problem. The problem is you can't talk about it. Like, if you talk about it, it's like, well, why is, like, they're like, they're not even, they don't even register as 1% of the world's global population. Why do they hold so many prominent positions in government in America and Europe? Can we talk about that? No, because you're anti-Semitic, aren't you? Okay, why does it mean you're anti-Semitic to make that observation? I don't know. This seems like they always seem to get what they want ultimately, right? But yeah, so why? Agreed 100%. Okay. That means you don't want it bad enough. Freedom to do what? This is what I want. You need to be able to think what you want, say what you want, and be the person you want to be. That's it. If you vote for MAGA and that, then they've got issues with men that want to walk around in a dress. I don't care if you want to be trans. As long as you're an adult and you're thinking for yourself, I don't care. And then on the other side, you know, they want to fucking shut the MAGA people up. They all want to take someone's freedom away. Nobody is offering a live and let live. I want a live and let live option. That's what I want. Selena Gomez crying about the illegal immigrants being deported. Everyone who watched that video, fucking, it's performance art. Fucking crying about it. They were the ones that have been deported are literally criminals. Nazi! 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 They're all fucking Nazis. Bryce found out that's the one thing there's zero tolerance on when it comes to free speech. Even Mr. Free Speech MAGA guy Dana White condemned it. Yep, exactly. It doesn't matter if Bryce is right or wrong. The fact that he's just fucking thinking. He condemned it, but he's allowed him to say it. But he's allowing him to say it. If they don't let him fight again, that's what I'm waiting for. Making sure he can fight again. Like, I don't agree with Bryce. I don't agree with Bryce Mitchell. Obviously, there's good things, like Hitler transformed the economy and the education system, and before he started invading places and rounding up the Jews, he transformed his society into an economic powerhouse. That's good. But his rise to power was one of violence and murder. And he started invading people. There was this small pocket of time. That was it. I think that's what Bryce is getting caught up on. He's like, oh, it's that little bit where he... And they hosted the Olympics. You can go back and watch the Olympics. They were accepted. You know what I mean? It was just a normal place. Thoughts on Joey saying Bryce shouldn't have a job after his comments? He's a fucking spastic for that. This is what I'm saying. You can think and say what the fuck you want. Pastry boy! What do you mean? Please, can you shout pastry boy? Pastry boy! Nah, like again, like with Bryce, if I come up with someone who I'd just say, look, Hitler was a bit of a cunt, you know. maybe he just needs some more information. But like, yeah, like I was saying before my stream glitched out. Well, see, that's it. My fucking face reveal is basically me rambling about Bryce and fucking Hitler and Tommy Robinson. It's not going to be part of an overall stream, so it's completely ruined the moment. Why did he round up? That's what the thing is about Hitler. He rounded up all of them. He rounded up Jews, he rounded up disabled people, he rounded up gays, he rounded up ethnic minorities, he rounded up Slavs. Hitler was actually really, really inclusive in his hatred. He hated everyone, apart from Germans, or native Germans. First Amendment and all that. Yeah, it's mental to think that there's only one country in the entire world that has free speech in their constitution, and that is America. Like, nowhere else has free speech. That's insane. Violence is the essence of power. Well, that's what government is, though, isn't it? Government is violence. The government doesn't provide rights. This is what lefties don't understand. The government doesn't provide you rights. It only has the power to take your rights away. And the way it does that is through violence. They take your rights away, and if you disagree, men with guns put you in prison. Can you let him know, please? What do you mean, musical? Man, it's illegal to say in the UK. Yeah, the UK is mental. Prince William Windsor visited a farm to promote net zero. He arrived at 11:30 a.m. The royal helicopter flew from Windsor and landed at 11 a.m, a few miles from the farm. No media reports mentioned William's method of travel. The press prefer to print royal propaganda. Yeah.
Have you seen the data showing the movement of teenage boys politically to the right? Have you been looking at this?
Well, where else are they going to go?
It's a good question.
I mean, I had a teenage boy. I still have one, but he's 18 now. And I watched them be pushed farther and farther right by their schools. You suck. All of your instincts are bad. These girls are amazing. Look at you. You're pathetic. Be less masculine and more attractive. You're just barking at them constantly. They're not moving right. They're moving out of your stupid way. You've given them what? Nothing. Nothing. One of my son's friends died recently by his own hand. And I don't know what kind of pressures he was put under. But I watched those kids go through this pressure cooker created by this crazy, parasitized, left-wing educational movement. Get away from our sons. Get away from our daughters. Get away from our sons and away from our daughters. It's not left or right. I don't have a Republican bone in my body. Get the crazy people who do not understand human development away from our children.
That's Brett Weinstein, man. He's such a good guy. What is Knowledgeable Fisticuffs analogy of, please? I can't remember. InfoWars. Knowledgeable Fisticuffs. I'm taking over from Alex Jones. I'm direct competition from Alex Jones. I'm Don't duck Thumb's comment this time. I didn't see it. I'm sorry. Man who agrees with the media, universities, corporations, and Hollywood thinks he's part of the resistance. You're not. You're just a fucking idiot.
Liberals, I just wanted to remind you that it's only been 7 days, so you may want to pace yourselves. Because it's gotten to the point where I'm legitimately worried about your health. Over the last 7 days, you guys have had a mental fucking breakdown every single day. That cannot be healthy. Donald Trump still has 1,453 days left in office. And if you're holding out hope for the midterms, that's still 723 days away. More than 100 times what you've already endured. So you have to think, just to get to the midterms, you have to deal with what you've dealt with over the last 7 days 103 more times. That's just to the midterms. You guys really have to pace yourselves. Like, I legitimately cannot imagine what the strain is on somebody's heart that just freaks the fuck out every day. Like, guys, not everything is 9/11. Not everything is January 6th. Not everything is the Challenger explosion. I'm willing to bet that was a reference that very few liberals got. But suffice to say, it's just been a week. Maybe you should double the dose of the antidepressants and just hang the fuck on.
It's so true, isn't it, though? God damn, the Orange Man bad people have been going mental. They're literally going to dig themselves an early grave with the anxiety and all that shit. To be fair, the mental breakdown started on November 6th. It did. I mean, for fuck's sake, you lost the argument. You know what I mean? These fucking idiots, they screech and screech and screech, and not once they think, hang on. We've lost the argument. We've lost the vote. We've been defeated. It's time to go away, reassess, figure out what we're getting wrong, adapt, change our method, change our message, change our policies. Where the fuck is that? Like, because that's what the Republicans have done. That's what Reform are doing. That's what the Tories are going to do now. You know, like in British politics, that's the one good thing about British politics, is that the Tories have lost, and they are going to go away, reassess. They'll dump some policies that they know are losing, and they'll adopt some new policies they think will be popular. Reform are going to adapt to the things, and then they'll try again in the next election. Like, Democrats have literally ran the same election campaign, 3 times in a row now. Screech racism, he's racist, that's racist, screech racism, racist, Orange Man bad. That's 3 election campaigns in a row that they've run the same playbook. and they lost 2 and had to cheat to win the other one. Yeah, exactly. They've got no humility. Oh, of course, yes. I'm taking on Alex Jones, mate. I'm gonna take it on. Which reminds me, today's sponsor, Magic Penis Pills. Use code BODAC for 69% off. These Magic Penis Pills have the unfortunate side effect of making your cock glow bright green, but you only have to go within 1 meter of a woman, and she will orgasm instantly. 69% off with code BODAC. Let's move on. Somaliland community in Wales calls for GCSEs in Somali language. The fuck is this? This is true, by the way. In Wales, they got a community from Somaliland, Somalia, whatever. And they're refusing to fucking learn the language. They want the actual they actually want GCSE exams in their own language. Imagine if you're British, right? And you go to France, Germany, or whatever. And you're like, yeah, you're going to have to put this in English for me, mate. They're going to tell you to get fucked, right? Imagine going to the Middle East. Imagine going to like fucking the Middle East and refusing to learn Arabic. Or wherever it is. This is so fucking stupid, man. When you move to another country, you learn the language and you conduct your behavior in a way that respects the values and the culture of that country. If you don't, fuck off. If I go to another country and they've got different culture and a language and I want to live there, I'm going to learn the language and I'm going to conduct myself in a way that respects their fucking values. And if I don't, I expect them to be hostile towards me and tell me to fuck off. Imagine a country, England. Because that's what Wales is. It's fucking England. They were conquered. They were conquered so fucking long ago. I don't even know why we still call Wales a fucking country. There's a reason why it's a United Kingdom. That's got fuck all to do with Wales. It's because the English and the Scots fought themselves into a stalemate. They fought themselves into a fucking stalemate. That's why it's a United Kingdom, because it's 2 countries that are united together. That doesn't include fucking Wales. You are conquered. You are fucking conquered. Now you don't even have your own fucking... Oh, no, you've got to speak Welsh. Fuck Welsh. You were conquered. GCSEs in a different fucking language. Are you fucking kidding me? How do they even reach their GCSE age without learning the fucking language? What have they been studying in? The left wins because they understand how to wield power. Yes. The left understand how to apply violence and intimidation. And that's what makes them different. And it's because they're collectivists. The problem with the right and the right wing is that they want to be left alone. They want to be left alone. And it's not until you push them to a point where they're not being left alone when they react. And by that point, it's normally too late. The left, from the very beginning of a movement, are collectivists and applying pressure and violence to get what they want. The right only become violent when all the alternatives have run out and you're not leaving them alone. And that's the problem. The right is always going to be a step behind because as long as they're being left alone, they're not going to do anything. I'm not sure it matters who wins the argument anymore. It's not often they follow through with what they are arguing about. Exactly, Cam. No one follows through. In the United Kingdom, we've had about 20 years of elections. So we're talking about, I think, 5, maybe 6 elections where the control of migration has been one of the biggest issues. Every single party, up until the current Labour one, for the last 20 years, who won an election, have won on a platform of getting mass migration under control. And not one of them did it. Not one of them actually did it. Bit of butt bug ding ding. The UK is fucked. It is good noodle. It is fucked. The UK is fucked. 9 likes, 15 views. Drop a like, you bullies. Yes, please. Bodach's thoughts on Trump's ICE raids. It's about fucking time. It's about fucking time. The UK needs to do the fucking same. I'm sorry, but they're fucking criminals. They're committing crimes. They're being violent. People think Trump's rounding up fucking innocent families and sending them fucking back. He's not. He's rounding up criminals. But have you ever been to... What the... Yeah. It's so funny when you go to Wales and you see the Welsh and the English signs next to each other. It's like, fuck off. Is this an MMA channel? Not really. I do an MMA quiz before each major event, but not really an MMA channel, mate. I'm a variety streamer, technically. And politics and conspiracies and comedy.
After the Southport massacre, the government ordered an urgent review into the counter-terror programme PREVENT, the same programme that Axel Rudikabana was referred to 3 times before he stabbed children to death. Now, before I get into the details, we approached the government earlier today about what I am about to reveal. They hadn't decided on their response to this report. Well, it looks like they've been spooked into one, and in the last few minutes have decided to reject the advice. Left to their own devices, though, who knows? Well, earlier today I came into possession of a leaked roundup of this PREVENT report. Now, I hate to tell you this, but it looks to me as though this report is using the Southport attack as a way to, yet again, downplay the threat of Islamist extremism and increase the chances that someone could be classed as far-right. The roundup appears to give radical Islamist extremism the same amount of page space as extreme misogyny, environmental extremism, and the movement for Sikh independence. This is despite the fact that in Great Britain, Islamists are responsible for 94% of all deaths caused by terrorism since 1999 and around 88% of injuries caused by terrorism over the same period. Last year, Islamists account for 80% of the police's counter-terror caseload, 75% of MI5s and 63% of terrorists in custody. Now, can you guess what this report now classes as an example of the far right? Believing in 2-tier policing, or expressing grievances about the amount of resources being given to asylum seekers and illegal immigrants, like migrant hotels, for example. The details we've seen gives just one case study into Islamist terrorism, which is the same amount of time it dedicates to the environmental group, the Earth Liberation Front. They dedicate just 160 words, it appears, to Anjem Choudhury. The report barely mentions Islamic blasphemy extremism, like Batley Grammar School. The roundup seems to put a huge emphasis on misogyny, right? Bangs on about the manosphere. Well, I'll tell you what's interesting about that, though. It appears to skirt over the largest example of extreme misogyny that Britain has ever seen, the Pakistani rape gangs. In fact, well, you'll love this, and by that I mean hate it, obviously. The main mention of grooming gangs comes under the far-right section, which states, right-wing extremists frequently exploit cases of alleged group-based sexual abuse to promote anti-Muslim sentiment, as well as anti-government and anti-political correctness narratives. Now, from what I've seen, I don't think I'd wipe my backside with this report. What it seems to want to do is this: take the focus off ideologies and put that on individual behaviours. Now, OK, I can see the logic there to an extent, but it would take the focus off Islamism, say, and put more on, oh, do they have an obsession with gory content online? But this is a problem for 2 main reasons, as I see it. Number 1, it lets radical Islamist organisations off the hook. The report does not appear to mention things like radical mosques, Islamic centres, radical private schools, forums, etc. The man who reviewed PREVENT was William Shawcross. Now, he is on record saying that there has been an attempt to minimise radical Islamism within the PREVENT programme, and that this is a problem. And now, look what's happening. So to be really clear on this, and this is mind-blowing, right? In August 2023, a report called for PREVENT to shift more focus towards Islamist terrorism instead of right-wing terrorism. And at the start of 2025, here we are, we've got less focus on Islamist terrorism and apparently more focus on right-wing terrorism. Earlier today, I spoke to Shadow Justice Secretary Robert Jemrey to get his views on the perceived downplaying of radical Islamism.
Seen the report yet?
Jesus Christ, I keep forgetting how long some of these fucking videos go. It's mental, isn't it? Like, they're not actually trying to tackle the problem. They're just trying to tackle people talking about the problem. The problem doesn't go away if you make talking about it illegal. What the fuck is with our leaders, man? In this MMA, sub to this guy. Yes, please. All illegals are criminals. Yes. I mean, it's the first thing they do when they arrive, right? Is break the law. Bodach, can you give Indis MMA a shout out? He's such a good guy. Of course. I don't even know how to do that. Yeah, sub and subscribe to Indis MMA. I think I do sub to Indis MMA, don't I? I think you've told me about him before, musical. Pakistani grape guns. Yeah, you can't. Yeah. Why solve the problem when you can just ban the people from talking about the problem and pretend it doesn't exist? And it's like they're gonna clamp down on extreme misogyny, but as long as you're a Muslim, it's fine. You can view all Western women as subhuman whores. That's fine. That kind of misogyny that's fine. Yeah, that's all right. It's all right. But yeah, if a right winger makes a joke about a woman belonging in the kitchen, like, men make jokes like that all the time. They don't really think a woman belongs in the kitchen. That's extreme misogyny, and it can get you in trouble. Wow, what's up, Indis brother? Yes, Westy brought Indis here for sure, did he? Thank you, Western Mass Climber. Western Mass Promoter. Western Mass Promoter, that's what you should be called. Cheds, did you know you still have an Indis MMA membership? Ew, quit glazing me, you blonde wanker. Mate, you've been coming to my streams for so long, Western. You deserve a little bit of glazing. I think I'm sub to Indis, yes. Honest to God, this fucking country, man, what are they doing? You've imported a fucking culture that grooms our fucking children. Every time the migrant hotel comes along, they always fill up really quickly. Then the local schools see these fucking weirdos hanging out, talking to fucking teenage girls. The amount of girls that are getting fucking molested and groomed. They're responsible for almost all the terror attacks. They've got a disproportionate population in the prison, a disproportionate amount of the crime. Something like, what is it, like something like 67 times more likely to commit a sexual assault crime. And the government response is to screech far-right extremist views and clamp down on the speech and clamp down on your ability to criticize it. Make it make fucking sense, man. This country is losing the fucking plot. It's not just people just screech at Labour. They've only been in power for, what, 6 months? This has been going on for fucking 20 years. This has been going on since the last Labour government. We've had 20 years of incompetence, allowing it to go on. It's not a Labour thing. It's not a Tory thing. It's a fucking... There's an agenda. There's an agenda somewhere. Someone above, the puppet masters, they want this for some fucking reason.
Yet, but from what I have heard, it seems like a very worrying situation. We've got to follow the facts here. Of course, violence against women and girls and some of the other issues raised in this report are important and warrant attention by the police and the authorities. But the facts of these, in the last 25 years, 95% of all the terrorist deaths in this country have been Islamist related and 80% of all the referrals to the police. So when it comes to how do we use the scarce resources of the police, of programs like Prevent, of our security services, we've got to be honest and realistic and not allow political correctness to get in the way.
Well, as I was saying, there's a second thing that I think is wrong with this. This will end up classing more people as extremists, and it will swamp Prevent. So
it's going to classify the Bodach Show as an extremist fucking
we've
show.
already seen how apparently if you moan about two-tier policing or how much taxpayers' money is spent on illegal immigrants...
Billions. It's fucking billions.
You are now far right. So we'll all be on Prevent soon, won't we?
They're going to call me fucking far right, somebody who champions the NHS and wants social housing and public ownership of utilities and transport. But because I think we shouldn't be wasting money on these fucking incompatible cultures, I'm the extremist. Get fucked.
And this brings me to my next point. I can't help but wonder whether Prevent, an organisation criticised heavily by the apparently very intimidating Muslim Council of Britain and several left-wing authors who write lofty articles for the New Statesman, has A, caved into the Islamist mob, or B, just wants more money. In their document, they seem to say that they can deliver some drastic changes, but only with an extra 180 million quid's worth of funding. So let me be very straight with you here. The Labour government commissioned a review into Prevent in the wake of 3 little girls being horrifically murdered by an evil, raging lunatic in Southport. It now appears that this report has chosen to minimise Islamist extremism and made it easier for people to be classed as far right. It's the same story every time, isn't it?
Maddening, man. Maddening. I think it's... Yeah, facts aren't glazing, to be fair. There's not... That's fair enough. He backed down from that quickly, didn't you, Mason? I said, yeah, that's fair enough. Glaze away. You might as well just move to Pakistan. I mean, I'm thinking... any kids growing up, I'd say, get the fuck out. Just go and see the world first. Some European countries are getting their shit together, like Poland, for example. They're using deadly force now at their borders. The Polish are like, you know what, fuck this. They're if they see people crossing the border, they literally fire. They shoot to kill. They're not rounding you up, they're not bouncing you back, they're literally just gonna fucking kill you. Trade countries, I mean, it's maddening. It's all the government want to do. They're just constantly... The question is, do you think it's an accident by the government or orchestrated by the powers that be? I think one or two things. My tinfoil hat head says obviously it's by design. Right? Britain is heading towards balkanization. It just is. It just is. All the Islamic people are just congregating in their own communities, and they're already... There's what was the statistic? There's more. There's a lot. There's already Sharia courts here, and that's what balkanization is. This little tiny island will have little pockets where they govern, self-governing little pockets, and obviously the balkanization that leads to social deterioration and civil war. So, but yeah, I think the one way is just it's complete government. It's just blind ideology. This fucking nonsense that multiculturalism is a strength. It fucking isn't. A country needs a culture, and when you go to that country, you, at the very least, respect the culture, if not adopt it. Multiculturalism is a fucking lie. It's a failed experiment. So it's ideology. That's one option. It's ideology. The second option, it's just by design. It's by design to cause division and chaos in the Western world, to distract us from basically whatever's left of our wealth being gutted by these mega corporations and the bankers and the people that own them, like BlackRock. Another theory is that we're basically just stealing working age people, because later this century there's a global population collapse coming, because as a species, the human species no longer makes enough babies to replace itself, and later this century there's going to be a population collapse. But it's such a complicated issue, isn't it? Because obviously overpopulation is one of the primary arguments for the climate crisis hoax. So if they if they admit that there's a population collapse coming, that kind of gets shot down as well. So I think there's ideology, competing narratives maybe, or it's just by design. It's just fuck the West, fuck the people. You know, the rich and powerful love chaos, and through chaos comes order. Like, that's what they do, isn't it? That's the whole Illuminati MMO. You create chaos. You know, problem, reaction, solution. You create the problem. You create the problem, and then you provide a solution, and and by the time that solution's proposed, the people will just accept it, with no understanding that the problem was created by the solution providers in the first place. And that's where we're heading. If it's by design, it's all that, isn't it? At some point, the crime's going to get so bad, the grooming's going to get so bad, the knife crime's going to get so bad, people are just going to accept digital tracking everywhere. Everyone, the government will just know everything you do, everything, everywhere you go, everything you do. And when they do, the one thing it will achieve is it will make crime impossible because they'll know what you're doing and where you are all the time. That's true. But it never needs to be that way. They could have just not let mass migrants come in the fucking first place. They could have insisted that they speak English. They could have and they could deport criminals. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, I believe in a deterrence. But anyway, they're gonna change the name of your clock to Big Ben Show, mate. They're probably just gonna fucking remove the bell and have a Muslim prayer go every hour. Fuck yeah! I was watching Piers Morgan and Tucker Carlson talk. They were talking for a while, and you can hear in the distance, all that fucking nonsense. Like, oh my god, it's like, God, it's so depressing. Imagine listening to that all the fucking time. The fucking prayers echoing out loudspeakers all the fucking day, all day, every day. God damn it, man! I fucking hate that. I did give Indus a pile of links, to be honest. Okay. Or is it Kali Yuga? I don't know what Kali Yuga is. Would you support Donald Trump declaring the World Economic Forum a terrorist organisation? Yes, because it fucking is one.
The UK's national debt is quite frankly a ticking...
I can't. These are going on too long and I got started late. Victoria and I are very concerned about the planet's future. As you can tell by our excessive private jet usage and multiple huge mansions, many of which are by the sea. The fucking climate change hoax. Go and look at the picture. Go and look at photos of the Statue of Liberty from 100 years ago. It's one of the most photographed landmarks on the face of the earth. The moment they invented cameras, people were taking photos of the Statue of Liberty. So you can quite literally go and look at photos from over 100 years ago, and then go and compare them to new photos, and the sea level is exactly the fucking same. Yet these climate crisis fucking idiots are going to tell you that it's risen by like many, many feet. It fucking hasn't.
President Biden to pardon Dr. Anthony Fauci.
Dr. Anthony Fauci. President Biden is considering issuing preemptive pardons.
Dr. Anthony Fauci.
Knowing that it is a crime to lie to Congress, do you wish to retract your statement of May 11th where you claimed that the NIH never funded gain-of-function research in Wuhan? Senator Paul.
Just look at him. He's a murderous little fucking hobgoblin. You little fucking goblin. We'll get to the AIDS, HIV. It's another one of fucking Fauci's lovely little inventions, which is fucking bullshit. Problem, reaction, solution. Scare the shit out of people with HIV and bring in the treatments to treat the HIV. They create the fucking diseases to then get the funding to do the fucking treatments. And then the treatments last a fucking lifetime. Is this fucking cretinous little fucking goblin? He belongs in fucking prison.
Paul, I have never lied before the Congress, and I do not retract that statement.
I think Anthony Fauci should go to jail, honestly.
They are gain-of-function viruses because they were animal viruses that became more transmissible in human, and you funded it, and you admit the truth.
Some conspiracy theories are wrong. Many are right, actually.
And if anybody is lying here, Senator, it is you.
Fucking goblin of a man. 1983 United States Senate bombing by liberals, proving what a real insurrection looks like. Yeah. I doubt the police would opening the door and letting them walk around.
So why do we go down the pub? We go for a drink and to have a chat and a debate, and every pub's a parliament, and yet the new Employment Rights Bill to protect staff working in pubs will say we can't debate protected characteristics. We can't debate gender identity. We can't debate ethical veganism. In fact, we can't have any proper chat and debate in a pub whatsoever under this bonkers, insane new Labour legislation. Frankly, if we can't go to the pub for a pint and talk nonsense, there's almost no point in going. You might as well close them all down.
Yeah, in case you don't know, Labour are introducing a new bill which is going to pass pretty quick, which, under the guise of providing a safe work environment, brings in speech laws to pubs. You're not allowed to speak about certain subjects in the pubs to protect the staff. Honest to fucking God, this country. The United Kingdom, man. We got 4.5 more years of this fucking shit. And it's, well, what's the hope? It's not like the Tories are going to come in and do anything about it. Our only hope is for that fucking man, to get into fucking politics and bring a bit of Trumpism to the UK, to revert these fucking laws. You can't speak about gender identity down the pub with the lads because it might upset the barmaid. And the barmaid's got more fucking things to worry about. Barmaids get subjected to some fucking shit, mate. It's the least of their fucking problems. They get hit on constantly. If they're half attractive, every man in the pub stares at them while they're working. They go and collect the glasses, and every man in the building's staring at her ass. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. There's bigger problems in the world. Oh, I think that's all I'm done. It shouldn't be done. Hang on. Oh, yeah. Ah, of course. Okay. I'm done, guys. I'm really gutted about my face reveal. Hang on. Right, that was knowledgeable fisticuffs. Something happened to the fucking things. I'll save the rest for next week. Oh, Jasper, that's still fucking tingling, man. Come on. Still fucking tingling. Safe bird at good stream. Thanks very much. It all just, I don't know what the hell happened. I wanted to watch the no chill thing because it was fucking hilarious. Hang on, what am I doing? Knowledgeable fisticuffs. Let's just do 10. Boom. Right, if any of the memes interest you, they go up on my my Discord channel. Feel free to join my Discord. If you've got any memes you want me to feature on the show, it's a good place to put them. If they suit, I will use them. Otherwise, I will keep farming the radical right-wing WhatsApp groups that I'm in. Otherwise known as just your mates sharing a few fucking shit posts, you know. But it's, you know, in Labour's fucking UK, that's like hate speech central, right? The WhatsApp groups. But anyway, yeah. Thanks for joining me on my face reveal, even though the stream's cut in half because I glitched the fuck out. Happy birthday, musical. And thanks everyone for helping me get to 200 subs. My next goal will be 500. And that's when I'll do a real boy stream again. But yeah. Like and subscribe and all that good stuff, and I will see you again on Tuesday. Ciao.